Next we need to add the wet ingredients. I'll put that in a separate bowl because I want to let that set for just a minute in order to get all of the sourdough effect of it. So what I'm going to add, it says, is 1/3 cup of vegetable oil. But first I'm going to add the soy milk and the vinegar. I'm going to do that first. Now, I use a little bit of the soy creamer. The difference is that this has more oil in it. And I'm going to go ahead, that's all I have left, that'll be fine. And you can see precision is not highly valued in the vegan kitchen. It's just whatever works.
At least this vegan kitchen.
At least this one, yes. Okay, so here I've got 1 cup. It says a total of 1/2 cup of soy cream and then 3/4 cup of rice and soy milk. So combining those, I'll add 1 more 1/4 cup and I'll have it. And again, as I make this, if I didn't like the consistency, I just add some more. Or add some more flour if I wanted it to be a little bit chunkier. Okay, now I'm going to add some apple cider vinegar, which is a funny thing to add kind of in a way, but it brings out a wonderful extra flavor to it. So I'm going to go ahead and add that. And this is calling for, let's see here, 2 teaspoons. Okay. So here's my teaspoon. I mix it up a little bit, so I got all the stuff on the bottom in there too. Wonderful. And then there's 1/3 cup of oil I'm going to add. Kind of gloms everything together nicely. It's really funny when people say, oh, how do you cook? How do you bake? I don't see how you can make, how can you eat anything without having animal products in it? Well, I don't know why you would add any animal products to any of this, but I'm going to show you in a second what I mean about it, so you don't have to take my word for it. Anyway, I've now mixed that up. I'm going to get it going good. The final ingredient here that I want to add to the liquid is some maple extract to give it that wonderful maple flavor. And I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of maple extract to this as well. And that's going to just, oh, God, the smell of that, it really reminds me of those really decadent maple bars that you get at a donut shop. And in fact, I'm going to make a little topping to put on this. It doesn't call for it in this recipe, but I'm going to make a little maple, a sugar maple topping that you can just drizzle on there. It doesn't have too many calories, I'm sure, but boy, does it ever taste great. Okay. Next, let's add some walnuts. And it calls for 1½ cups of walnuts. So let's see here. There. I'm going to cut them up just a little bit so that they'll be really nice in there. I don't want a powder, but what I do want is just a very nice consistency. Give it a little crunch and chew. I love the taste of walnuts with maple. I think it's a great combination. And I'm going to just chop this up a little bit here. And it depends how much chopping you have to do with whether you buy walnuts that are whole. There we go. That's a good start. Okay, now I'm going to add the wet and the dry ingredients. I'll get a nice little stirring spoon. And so now this has been left to sit for just a little bit to kind of get that sourdough flavor, and I'm going to add this in here. It says not to fold it in too much, so in other words, you don't want it to be worked too much. You want it to just combine the ingredients. Scones are okay even if they have some dry patches in it. You know, that's one thing for those of you that are scone lovers, you know that they've got that wonderful texture to them that makes them a little bit different than like a really moist muffin. Makes it a little bit drier, usually, is how they're served. Of course, now they make scones of all kinds to where it's kind of blurring the distinctions between it. But as you can see here, I'm starting to really make a nice combination. I don't want there to be huge lumps in there, but if it's a little bit dry, that's fine too.